It is a beautiful day outside. It's about 91 degrees, still overcast. I want to say it has something to do with the smoke from Canada. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's just gloomy. The sky's not clear or anything. But like I said, it's 91 degrees. I'm on the way to pick up a treat for my bride. She comes back into town tonight late. Her and my son are coming back in town from a trip. And I have to drive about an hour and 10 minutes or so north, but at least it'll be late at night. No big deal to go pick them up, and then an hour and 10 back to the house to relax or be at our final destination. But I'm gonna take a bike ride after all the work that I did on the bike, and you'll see that in a video coming up here soon. I'm gonna take a ride up to Newport News and pick up a treat for him, and a little something out of the ordinary. But I know she likes it, so we'll go ahead and pick it up, and we'll see you in a little bit. So while I was riding the other day, when I went to the Outer Banks, I got a firmware update that was due on my Screaming Eagle tuner. So I'm running that right now. It maintains a Bluetooth connection with the Screaming Eagle tuner, so I can see a bunch of different details. I'm going to do a video on that here in the near future. But I want to make sure it comes out right, and you know, that at least the reason why I bought it, I can fully articulate to people. But I'm updating the firmware now, and I'm gonna clear this code that's on my vehicle or on the motorcycle, because I'm assuming it's associated with the lights. I didn't have any codes before I did the light upgrade, and I'm pretty sure I'll just erase it with the Screaming Eagle tuner, and then it won't come back again. So we'll see. Once the firmware updates, I'll go ahead and clear the code, and then we'll go from there. So got a little scary on the interstate. I originally had the camera mounted at this angle, thinking that the wind would not affect it, and you see where it ended up. It ended up back at this angle. So I definitely got to play with it to make sure I don't lose my gear or break anything. I want to lose my mic receiver or the 360 camera. But definitely got to work on the angles and the wind and all that other kind of stuff. I may try to turn, instead of turning like this flat against the wind, I may try to angle it some, or angle it completely flat, but I don't want to mess with the stitch line on the 360 camera. So, but again, originally I started out with an angle like this and ended up at this angle. But we'll work it out, see how it is. So my camera's rotated backwards on me due to all the wind. I'm gonna hang on and let it just ride where it's at. Should be fine now that it's stopped taking the brunt of the wind, but this is just a lesson learned for me in terms of how to mount it. A little scary, a little nervous, because I got quite a bit of equipment hanging out there, but it's okay. It'll be fine. I'm gonna let it ride for now and then get to my destination. I am going about 75 miles an hour, so it would make sense that the wind would push it back. If it gets any worse though, I'm gonna pull over and fix it. I am gonna slow down a little bit though, just to give it the best chance to survive in the wind as it is. So just like that, the code is cleared. while I'm riding, I cleared the code with the Screaming Eagle Bluetooth connected app to my tuner. And what the code was is I didn't see the number, but it was a loss of continuity of the battery. And so when I took the fuse out, the 50 amp fuse, to connect up the custom dynamic lights, that was a loss of continuity. So I'm not worried about that. Cleared it, I'm good to go. And like I said, I did all of that on the move. I can troubleshoot, diagnose, the whole 9 yards. And so eventually I'm going to do a video about why I like the Screaming Eagle tuner for me as a 2-year Harley owner. And I don't, you know, like, and there'll be plenty of reasons why. It'll be a 2-part video. Reasons why I like the Screaming Eagle tuner. And that's not to say that the other tuners are bad. It's just what I have access to, what I want as far as a fit for me as a new Harley rider. So we're pulling into the shopping center, where strip mall, whatever you want to call it, where I'm going to pick up the treat. And this ride was well worth. Alright, so going over here on the right to Nothing Bundt Cakes. Pick up a little buntlet for my wife. And we'll be good to go from there. So I just picked up a couple buntlets at Nothing Bundt Cake. Delicious cakes, really nice presentation, and they taste really, really good too. So if you ever get a chance, check out Nothing Bundt Cake.